Thing is, I didn't realize I'd be this nervous until I got up here, but it's all right. Let's go ahead and start with a moment of silence for the victims in Parkland. "17 seconds for 17 beautiful lives that were lost that day." Can we go ahead and give a round of applause, not just for you guys, but for everybody up here that makes a difference? And for the counter-protester over there too, don't worry, we love you too. We fight for you. This is our first task, caring for our children. It's our first job. If we don't get that right, we don't get anything right. That's how, as a society, we will be judged. And by that measure, can we truly say, as a nation, that we are meeting our obligations? Those were the words spoken by President Barack Obama in Newtown, Connecticut, where 26 people, 20 children, and 6 adults were slaughtered in a senseless killing that resonated around the country. I'm sad to stand here 5 years later and say that we still have not heard the call. There have been 7,460 children killed by guns in this country since. Those are 7,460 futures we will not be able to see. 7,460 smiles the world will not witness. 7,460 laughs that will never be heard again. All this while our representatives, not just in the United States Congress, but also those representatives here in our home state, sit in their fancy chairs, accept blood money from the NRA, and do nothing. Not one more.
Not one more. Not one more. Not one more. Not one more. Not one more. Not one more. Not one more. Not one more. Not one more.
Not one more.
Damn right.
That is the rallying cry that the teenagers from Parkland have created. It is one that has resonated around the globe, and yet one that has not been heard in our home country. The Parkland shooting is one that has taught us so much. That life is fleeting, that we are not safe, even in places that should be considered a safe haven. That we still have a lot of work to do. I believe that we are no greater than our weakest link. That the child in Chicago that feels scared to walk to school impacts me as well. That the child in Parkland that can no longer go to school because of the memories from that tragic day impacts me as well. I believe that we are our brother's keeper. That it is our responsibility to give those people a chance to succeed.
Damn right.
To let them live fully the American dream we have promised them. All children are our future. And yet all of us stand here today knowing that we have not given them an environment that they can thrive and be happy, to be safe. Since the Parkland shooting, Congress has debated and debated, but yet there's been no major gun legislation passed. Not in the federal level and not here in Kansas. Debate and consideration without action is cowardice. They're trying to let the storm we've created pass. They think that a movement created by a bunch of teenagers is doomed to fail. That we're actors in a big liberal plot. They want us to fail. What they don't know is that we will not stop. Every single one of you here today sends a message to them. A message that they will hear loud and clear. We need all of you that can to register to vote, so that in November we can tell them that if they are not willing to put their thoughts and prayers into legislation, if they continue to accept their blood money from the NRA, and that if they fail to produce legislation that will protect our children, that they need to be ready to pack their bags because we're done waiting.